world that I'm working to create is a world that should be of interest to all of us. I'm working to create a world that is stable, that is peaceful, where we as human beings realize that we cannot consume the resources of the world the way we are doing, as if there's no tomorrow. It's going to be a disaster for our children and our grandchildren. The farmer knows instinctively that if you take something from the earth today, you have to put something back to be able to return to harvest tomorrow. Somehow, when we move to the city, we lose that instinct. We need to create a world that is equitable, that is stable, and a world where we bear in mind the needs of others and not only what we need immediately. We are all in the same boat. Let's say in a cruise, boat sometimes seems too small. Let's say we are all in a cruise. Some may be in the best suites in the boat, others may be in a little dinghy hole somewhere. But if the ship begins to take water, whatever end of the boat you are, whatever your accommodation, we are all at risk. We should reach out and work in partnership with civil society, with the private sector, with foundations, for philanthropies, focusing on the need of the individual. Yes, states are important and their concerns are important, but at the end of the day, it is the citizens and the individual needs which are important. Huge problems like genocide begins with one individual, the humiliation of one individual. And so the focus on individuals and people is the right one. And if we work in partnership and we all do our little bit collectively, we will make a giant contribution. Answer your question by starting with a question of mine. What do you see? What do you see? This reminds me of an experience I had as a teenager in school, where one of the masters put a sheet very much like this with a black dot in the middle on the wall and asked us, "Boys, what do you see?" In unison, we all shouted, "Black dot." And the headmaster said, "So not a single one of you saw the broad white sheet. You all focused on the black dot. There's lots of goodness in the world, and don't go through life focusing on the negative and on the black dot. Be open and embrace the goodness which also surrounds us." And that's what fairness means to me. Men and women in position of authority and leadership who strive to do what is right, who also realize that the power they hold in the office that they occupy is not something personal, it's something they hold in trust for the people. And they should know that they are there to serve and handle the problems and issues of the people. And when I'm talking of leadership, I'm not talking mainly of political leadership. It can be at the corporate level in any other situation. To be able to understand the concern and the need of others, to be able to empathize, and to think of tomorrow, to think of the future. And constantly also ask yourself, what should I be doing? What should we be doing? How can I help? Not this.